Welcome,
Hi.
Lady Kate.
How's it going?
Good. So glad you're here. Hello. Welcome to This Grand Life, where we celebrate the people who inspire and empower us. I'm Julie Alstrup, your hostess of the show, also photographer and owner of Julie Alstrup Photography. Today, I'm so delighted to be in the studio, yes, but mostly delighted to be with Kate Spruill, who we like to call Lady Kate. Lady Kate works in the home healthcare industry, and Kate has just found out wonderful news about Ability, that they have been rated one of the only 9-star out of 10 healthcare providers in the Northern Colorado area. So we have that to celebrate. And she's just a fabulous person in addition to the work that she does for Ability Home Healthcare. She's involved in lots of charity and nonprofit work. And she is also the owner of a coaching business called Love Fully. So welcome, Kate. I know that you will love her story. Kate, always great to have you in the studio. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, and welcome to This Grand Life. So share with me, what does it mean to be empowered or to empower somebody?
Okay. So
I'll throw you a softball first,
yeah,
right?
throw me a softball. So for me, to be empowered is a feeling. It's I would almost compare it to excitement and encouragement. Interesting, they're all E words. But I feel like it's a feeling more than anything. And you find it in some of the craziest places sometimes. And to actually empower somebody, usually you see it when you're meeting with them or talking with them or sharing. And usually they let you know that you've empowered them or given them that excitement or even reframed the way that they're doing things.
So I can't pass up the opportunity to ask you, you said sometimes you find empowerment in the strangest places. So what would be, do you have an example or
Sure.
Or seven that you want to
or
share?
17. I think sometimes I find empowerment in people's vulnerability. And a lot of times it's somebody just being open and sharing about an experience that maybe you would initially think, oh, that's not great. That's not a good situation, or kind of how did you end up in that position? And then you hear them share maybe what they learned from it or how they grew from an experience. And it's almost like them planting a seed within you that starts to get you exploring some of your own situations where you felt less than or I guess a vulnerable place.
Awesome. Thank you.
Is that encrypted? Is that too
I
encrypted?
love it. No, I love it. And so do you have a person in mind or a story you'd like to share about somebody who's empowered you or somebody that you've empowered maybe recently?
Well, there's a lot of different stories. I'm trying to think of one in particular I could share with you right now. Let's see. So, I meet with so many different families and people that are helping their loved ones. And so I guess I could bring it to a family member that I recently spoke with who was trying to get care in place for their dad. And she made several different phone calls and was asking one question. And most of the responses she got when she was calling was well, that's not what we do, call this person, that's not what we do, call this person. And to hear her frustration, but to like identify with that and say, do I do that? Are there times when I've said, that's probably not what we do, but this is a good person to call, but instead just stopping and truly listening? So I learned from her that she wasn't always being listened to, especially I think when people get into spaces of emergency, that they are almost grasping and can't really process their thoughts, and they need somebody, one, to listen, but to also kind of guide them to the next thought or out of that space. And for her, she just needed somebody that was willing to listen to the whole story.
Oh, yeah.
And then say, okay, so here's what I can help you with, and here are some other things that can help you. And I think sometimes we always get so caught up in our own worlds and what we're focused on, that we're not stopping to listen and truly identifying how to help somebody. And so for her, she taught me a valuable lesson that she probably didn't even realize.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens.
Stop, listen, see what you can do to help. But sometimes it's just about listening. And that's my big goal for 2020, is to listen more and talk less, which is, I'm giving you a terrible example here in this video.
You're absolutely not. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think we all just need to, kind of going back to something we talked about earlier, is just sometimes you need to slow down to speed up.
Oh, yes. That, I'm so glad you said that, because I will do that. Just be more grounded and
be where your feet are.
Be where my feet are. I don't have to run all the time.
No.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all of the great work that you do in our community. I am looking forward, as always, to see what this year brings for us, because it's going to be pretty amazing. This I know.
Absolutely. Thank you, Julie. You're wonderful. I appreciate your time.
Ooh, your head came off. Thank you. I did that. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Kate. Oh, Kate, thank you so much for sharing about vulnerability and how people can really connect and make a difference and empower others by sharing their stories, just like we are doing here. I appreciate that so much, and I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us this week on This Grand Life. It's been great having you here. Please feel free to pop a thumbs up down below, leave a comment, and direct message me if you're interested in being on the show. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you be a part of our This Grand Life community. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.